you guys, it's me Kiana coming at you yet again today, and I'm coming at you for several reasons. I'll be doing several videos today, and I hope that you all take the time to view them all because they all were important to me, whether it's for funny or a laugh, or whether it's just to piggyback on something I've already said, or whether it's just to inform you of something, or maybe my opinion. So I hope again that you take time to view them all. I love you all as usual, and I send everything that I say and everything I do on here with love. Now, what I wanted to talk about first was piggybacking on the overwhelming response that I've gotten from the video talking about how I think the change is going to come in couponing. And I think this is somewhat, as you see in the title, like a part 2 of that. And I'm going to tell you why I think there is going to be change, and I'm going to tell you and clarify how much change I think it's going to be. Now, do I think it's going to be enough change to stop couponing altogether? No. I definitely don't think that that's going to happen. As long as couponing has been around, it's definitely not going to happen. It's no way it can happen. And yes, the manufacturers make a lot of money by people couponing. Because it gives them opportunity to buy products and stuff. I agree with that. But with couponing and with the attention that's coming even more to couponing and more couponing in a certain excess, I will say, I think that with this attention comes fraud and comes deceit. And although the manufacturers make a lot from legitimate couponing, I do believe that they also lose a large amount because of fraudulent couponing. And the more attention that someone or people draw to couponing, it's always going to be those that A, don't have the ability to coupon at this level. And the level I'm talking about as far as where you're getting things almost for free. Or B, they don't have the time to actually develop that skill to get things legitimately without fraudulently using coupons. Or C, they just don't want to bother, and they're the type of person that just does things the wrong way anyway. Okay? And they just are get over artists in any way. So, with this being said, I do believe, because we are not corporate office, the reality is we don't know no one that works in corporate office for these manufacturers. And we will never know how much they actually lose from fraudulent couponing. So, because it is so much that they do lose, and when they lose, the store loses too, because the store does not get the money redeemed or reimbursed by the manufacturers if the couponing are fraudulent, or if they're outdated and people are still using them, or for whatever reasons. So it's a lose-lose situation. Okay, so it's not just the manufacturers that are losing out. It's also the stores that's losing out as well. What I believe is that they're going to start putting a lot of restrictions, even further than what they've done now. Now, on some coupons you may see, you can only use 4 like coupons. Now, a lot of stores don't push that issue. Some stores do, but there are more stores that don't push that issue than they do. Obviously, that's why we wouldn't be able to coupon at the excess that we do, or the extreme level that we do, if they enforce this. Okay, so clearly they don't enforce it all the time. What I do think is the changes that I'm referring to is they're going to start pressing that issue. They're going to start putting more restrictions where saying that you can't have multiple cards maybe. They're going to start maybe updating their system and cross-referencing things, such as if you have multiple cards under a certain address. That's just an example. I'm just using like a bonus card or whatever as an example right now. Right now you can get as many cards as you want for one address as long as you have different phone numbers. Well, they may start restricting how many per address. You understand what I'm saying? And having a system that cross-references it. It only takes software to do this. It only takes somebody actually paying, a company actually paying someone to actually do this system or to update the system, and that's all it takes. Um, but compared to the level of fraud they may get, it may be worth their while to do that. Um, I was not saying that they're going to take out coupons altogether. That would be silly. Because, like I said, they do make a profit, and the profit margin is pretty much it's a large profit margin. However, like I said, since we're not corporate office, we don't know how great the loss is as well, and that's their job to figure out the pros and the cons, and to try to develop a way or ways to get around that, or to enhance the couponing experience without it being fraudulent and all that kind of stuff. What I do also believe is that they're going to eventually get rid of paper coupons. And if they don't get rid of them, they're going to decrease them dramatically. The reason why I think this is because the reason why we're able to coupon in abundance is because we can get multiples of those coupons, whether that's paper, in a newspaper, or whether that's printing it out at home. I do believe that they're going to start doing away with, gradually of course, paper couponing. And the thing I believe about this is because it's a money game. And the reality is if that's why they're coming up with a lot of those loadable cards. It's a greater way of tracking. It's a greater and faster way of, like I said, tracking, and it also is a greater way of putting restrictions without even having to physically open your mouth and restrict someone and say, no, you can't use this. Because it is a limit of how many times you can load those cards or load the same coupon on the card. So that's a smart tactic, actually, if you wanted to limit people on how many coupons they use per item, or per visit, or whatever they want to say. Of course, I've had one person, I think it's, what is her name? Coupon Cutie or something, I think. She responded and said, how, a lot of stores are not cracking down because of the couponing. They're cracking down because of some other issues or whatever. But, and she was saying that the PR reps have verified this and that. That's all fine and dandy. But if you understand what PRs are for, their job is to protect not the consumer, but the people that hired them. And the people that hired them, their job is to protect them. The people that hired them is the stores. So naturally, they're going to say what wouldn't, I guess, put the masses in an uproar. Or naturally, they're going to say what they're going to try to basically not fuel the fire to what people or the consumers may think, or their perception of why you're stopping something. I did the video the other day of how they're going to stop couponing. Not how they're going to start couponing, but change is coming. That's what I wanted. That's how I should word it. And I did word it correctly in the title. So therefore, it wasn't that I was saying couponing is going to stop altogether, or it was going to be a huge change in couponings, but it is going to be a gradual change. And it is going to be a change, period. That's the point. As soon as I did that video, and I don't have a Kroger in my area, nor do I have it in my entire state. But I just found out within hours of me doing that video, even though I had no knowledge of it, and it had happened maybe a couple of days before, that they're stopping doubling couponing in Kroger. And this is prime example. And like I said, one of my subscribers, Coupon Cutie, I think, she, that's when she brought up the PR rep, said it wasn't because of trying to stop people from couponing or because couponing is a bad thing. But like I said, it's not that it's a bad thing or whatever, but we don't know how much they've lost. And we don't know technically, because we are not corporate office, why they made this decision. A PR rep can tell you all day long why they made a decision. That's their job, to say what the company wants them to say, and to say it in a professional manner, and to say it where it doesn't fuel a fire, and to say it to extinguish, in a sense, any confusion, any rumors. That's their job. That's what they actually get a check for. So to believe anything that a PR rep would say or whatever, it would be silly for me to believe exactly what a PR rep would say, when that's their job to say whatever. Okay, whatever was told to them, or whatever that benefits the company or makes the company look better in a better light, or whatever. Yeah, they stopped the doubling couponing, actually, as of, I think the exact date that someone told me was the 14th of April. They'll stop double couponing. And the funny thing is, well, not the funny thing, but the sad thing, I would just say, is the people that, a lot of these extreme couponers, and I've noticed on YouTube, actually hit Kroger, and they hit them hard. And that's where a lot of their Albertsons or whatever, we don't have that in my state, Kroger, all those places, there's a lot of places where a lot of these YouTube couponing gurus go to. So I'm really going to love the seeing the actual the flexibility of extreme couponers, the adaptability of extreme couponers, and I'm really going to enjoy seeing how they can take their craft and still benefit as much as they did before. And if they're not able to benefit as much, then one should question, then why did the store do that, and were they successful at their initial reasoning for doing it? So, and I think that this is a test run, so to speak, even though they haven't said this is. I think that the Kroger not doubling, and it's only in certain areas, I believe, but it is in, I think, the entire state of Texas. I think that they're doing this as a test run. I think that they're doing this to see, in fact, to be able to actually see the numbers, and to see if the stores are going to lose more customers, lose more money, or if it's going to be maintained at the same level or similar levels. Now, this is the downfall. If it does remain at similar levels and people still go to Kroger and they still shop in abundance and things like that, then I think that this is going to expand. I think that this is going to expand to not only more Kroger stores, but I think it's going to expand to other stores as well. It's somewhat of like basically the industry is looking. They're looking at the pros and the cons, and they're looking at the positive things for us couponers. They're looking at the negative things. They're looking at their profits, their losses, their assets, liabilities. They're looking at all of this, and they're going to come up with an assessment that we don't know, nor can we predict. But I just know that in dealing with business, they have to view these things, and they have to add up their loss. The reason why we're not able to know exactly what's going to happen is because we're not them, and we don't have the numbers. And that's just the facts. We don't know how much they lose and how much they gain or whatever. We don't know if those numbers are similar or not. So I do think change is coming. No, we don't have to panic and think that it's going to be wiping out coupons altogether. But I do believe that they're going to put some kind of restrictions, some kind of limitations, and they're going to do so more now than they've done it maybe, say, a year ago. So I hope this clarifies some things. I hope that you see further on why I think the way I think, and if you disagree, that's fine. I would love to hear your reasoning behind disagreeing, and your logic behind it, and the educational factor of your hypothesis. But I would, yeah. So I thank you all for viewing. Thank you all for commenting, subbing. Be blessed.